Hey guys, it is Tristan with NewsStand, and finally the day has arrived. We get to see DC run out of ideas and use a dead Marvel property. No pun intended. No, I'm totally kidding. It's absolutely different. It's not exactly what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be closer to Marvel Zombies. And I was excited though, like hopeful, because I love Tom Taylor in his Injustice runs and stuff. So I was like, you know what? There's a good chance this could be good. And I was correct. I actually kind of enjoyed it. It was wasn't the best start. It wasn't the greatest start, but it was good enough for me to continue. So that's saying something, at least for DC as of lately. But yeah, it's definitely Tom Taylor. I already said that. The art is where it kind of lacks. It's Trevor Harsine and Stefano. I can't say names. I will put it on in the description. And James Herron. I don't like when you use so many artists. Why do you do it? On some of these, you can really tell that the art is different. And it takes so much away from a book. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I love that we got to see, though, so many variants. I'm not going to go out and buy them, but I like seeing them, especially these ones. They're so creative. They're absolutely, adorable in the creepiest way possible. I love that they use, the Pennywise thing. It was cute. And then the classic Harley and Joker. I love it. Some of these were really good. And mind you, they were creepy, but they were super good. The variants are not vindicative of the art that's in it, though. So that's straight up warning. Anyways, we open up and we see Darkseid, and he is on Apocalypse. Or no, he's not. He's definitely still on Earth, and basically we get the story of the narrator, and I don't even know if they say who the narrator was at this point. We still haven't really found out, because it didn't make sense at first, but then I figured it out. We get to see, they're talking about all the things they had to go through to get Darkseid down, and they finally do. And Wonder Woman uses her lasso, and she's able to get the truth that he's not coming back. He has no intention on coming back. And basically he just says, he's not coming back because he has what he came for. And we do find out that is Cyborg. But they're like, this is kind of weird. Well, we see that Batman this whole time has had a tracer on Cyborg, which, yeah, that's kind of dick, but I mean, that's kind of Batman. It really didn't surprise me that he had been tracking him, just because, he's got one foot in both worlds. I get why he's doing it, and I get why Batman would be the one to trace him. Yeah, it totally makes sense. Well, we go back to Apocalypse, and we see DCeased, and we see Cyborg, and he's basically messing around with them, and Cyborg's just kind of making fun of him, which is cute. It works really well. He's calling him Almighty Darkseid, and he's like, it's a little sad when an all-powerful being needs constant reassurance. I like those little things they put in there. But then we see Darkseid show up, and he's got a mother box. And it's pretty sad when you know it's a mother box, but you're like, wow, that looks just like the Tesseract. That's the problem I have, was the art. And it wasn't awful. It just wasn't great. It wasn't anything to write home about. But he basically, he cuts out his tongue, which is super gross. But even so, this whole thing is pretty messed up. He calls on death, and we see him show up. Black Racer shows up, and we're seeing, this anti-life equation that he's trying to make. So he uses part of Black Racer. He uses part of Cyborg. He uses the mother box. And it all goes wrong. Oh, surprise. That wasn't going to happen. But he's, ripping at his head and going crazy. And kind of just goes batshit crazy. Well, Cyborg gets transported back to Earth. And we see Darkseid go crazy on all of Apocalypse. All of it. And to the point where, it's gone. It just completely blows up. But we do get back to Earth, and he shows up, and basically the moment he shows back up because of this corrupted anti-life equation, the everything that has a screen has this basic technovirus. So everything gets infected. And he's showing up and people are like, oh, Cyborg, I'm going to take a picture of him. Well, as they're taking a picture of him, this stuff starts to happen with the phones, the social media, everything like that. And everybody just starts to get this virus. And, pretty much go into this zombie state. So we switch back to the home of Mr. Miracle and Barda, who looks absolutely awful. Like, you drew a boy. That's not Big Barda. I'm sorry, but it's not. And he hears, the panic. Superman hears the panic within everything that's going on. So he goes outside and he sees what's going on. The world is screaming. And then, he's worried about Lois and John. So he goes back there and Damian's actually there playing video games with him, which I thought was a super cute touch. He goes to grab his phone and his dad zaps it quickly out of his hand because, he knows exactly what's going on. How he found out in that 2 seconds is beyond me, but, I'm not going to worry about that. So basically he, tells them that he has no more screens, no more. You can't be around them. You have to, don't look at the screens. We get to go back to Batman, who's, looking at about 10 screens. And he's figuring out just exactly how many people have already been infected and the projections of who will be infected. So it's like 600 million now. And within days with the internet, it'll be billions. And he's trying to figure out how to stop this, what he can do to stop this. He doesn't. He realizes that he still has an open internet connection. So he's vulnerable. Not only is he vulnerable, but Dick and Tim are there. So they're vulnerable. So he puts a magnetic pulse out to kind of stop that. And we switch right back to John and Lois and Clark. And he basically, has Damian stay there. He's saying, your dad's fine because it's social media and it's your dad. It's Bruce Wayne. He's not the very sociable type. So we get to see that, which is true, but yeah, it really doesn't help. So we go back to Wayne Manor and Bruce is kind of more than freaking out about the situation. And Alfred's in the kitchen and they're trying to figure out if anyone got infected, which of course they did. Promptly, Tim and Dick are taken off. They're infected. Alfred is not. So he's trying to fight them off with a butter knife, I guess. It looks like to me. I don't know. Alfred, it's not going to work, honey. It's just not. And I will say, I've said a couple things about how this art wasn't great. This picture is phenomenal of Dick. I absolutely love it. So he's basically fighting, his two prodigal sons here, trying to keep them at bay. And that's it. He gets bit and tells Alfred to run, and that's the end. And that's the opening to DCeased. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Are you going to kill Batman right away? Is that your big bait and switch type thing? Because I definitely thought when I read the synopsis of this, when I did my first video, when it got introduced, I definitely got that vibe that Batman was going to be the hero. And he's not the hero. He's dead. I don't know that he's dead for real, though. Because if this corrupted anti-life equation, if this virus is spread through social media, so my question is it spread through bite? Is that an issue? Or is it just going to be this screen type virus? So I'm curious to see where they go from here. Like I said, it was a good opening for the series. It wasn't a great opening. Maybe I'm a little biased because it was on Batman and Nightwing and Robin. Maybe that's it. But I definitely think I'm going to keep getting this because I think this could have potential. This could have, I don't think this has injustice potential by any means whatsoever, but it's definitely worth the read. It's definitely going to be something interesting. So, and it's definitely not like Marvel Zombies like I thought it was going to be. So that's good, at least so far. I don't know. We'll have to see where this goes from here. It definitely has piqued my interest, to say the least. Let me know what you guys think. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.